What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to My Custom Life. Tonight I'm going to do a video over my E.D.C knives. I don't have a lot of knives anymore. I used to have a bunch, but they were all super cheap knives that I bought that were all like within 20-25 bucks, cheap Chinese knives that just kind of built up over time. I'm like the E.D.C guy in my family, so almost every Christmas or birthday or something like that, I get knives, which I enjoy. But a lot of times it's just stuff that I just can't use or stuff that I never really have time to get to. So it ends up just collecting dust. So I cut my knives way down because I used to have like 30 to 40, which I know maybe a lot to some people, or maybe like only a third of their collection. So none of them were, there was a few of them that were really good knives that I kept, and then most of them I just got rid of. So now I have 5 knives.
Have you seen my sprinkle shoe?
No, I haven't seen your sprinkle shoe.
I lost it yesterday.
Okay, well, can you go to your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love my pretty room.
Okay, we'll go look at your pretty room.
Ow, my hurts.
Sorry about that. I might just leave that in the video. Anyway, I'm down to like 5 knives that I normally carry. I have a few others that I'll carry from time to time. But these 5 are the ones that I carry most often because each one fits a particular situation or a particular style of carry. So I'm just going to hold them up one at a time instead of bringing this camera down because I don't have a whole lot of table space to do so, and it just looks kind of weird. So anyway, this one's the Kershaw Launch 10. I love this little knife. For one, it's very small. It's very light. It's got a super deep carry pocket clip. It is an auto, and this is one of their launches that is the California legal. It's a 1.8-inch blade, and this is the hawkbill or karambit style blade, however you want to call it. These are USA made, and it does have the hard anodized aluminum scales with the integral spine spacer, whatever you want to call it, and I believe it's CPM 154. Yep, CPM 154 steel. I love carrying this little thing because, like I said, it's real light. It takes up virtually no space in your pocket because it doesn't go down very far. And it's just nice. It's plenty big enough to take care of just about every E.D.C task, whether it be opening boxes, breaking boxes down, cutting some ties, anything. This will generally be plenty big enough to take care of any normal everyday task. Now, if you're doing heavy stuff, then yeah, this might not be big enough. I do like how it does have a very fine tip, as you can see right there. Very, very thin. And not only is that helpful for like piercing, but the way the blade is designed, it's not going to slide out of a cut like a drop point style blade would. This one's going to stay in the cut because there's no belly going up. So that's extremely helpful for a lot of things, especially like opening boxes or breaking boxes down. This is going to hold on a little bit longer. So that's one that I carry just about in any given situation, especially like if I'm wearing like shorts or sweats. It's not very heavy. It doesn't take up, like I said, hardly any pocket room. It's not very big, so it's really good for a very small minimalist micro carry, whatever you want to call it. One of my favorite knives, and these are all really good favorites, but I do have some that I like more than others, just as an all-around. One of my favorite knives I got at the end of last year now, since it's 2021. This is the, Spidey flick it, the Benchmade Mini Bug Out. And this is not a stock, as you would say, Benchmade Mini Bug Out. This one was white when I got it. And I really like the white on black. The white Grivery scales with the black accents and the black blade. I love the way it looked. I just could not keep it clean. And I didn't E.D.C it. I did not carry it every day. I carried it like when I went out to dinner or when I went to church. You know, stuff when I knew I wouldn't be using it a lot. And I still had trouble keeping those scales clean. And I have a video of this knife, and the scales are blue or blurple. The blue actually got a little darker than I hoped because I dyed them myself, and then I went ahead and just wanted to have an all black carry, complete E.D.C, so I dyed it black, and I think it turned out really well. It looks really good. It's not blotchy or splotchy or what word you want to say. It turned out real good and clean. And this is easily one of my favorite knives. This is it's an S30V. Got the axis lock. It's a 2.92 inch blade. For me, it's right in that sweet spot of carry. I like knives right about this size. Any knives that get bigger, I have trouble carrying them because, excuse me, they take up too much pocket room, or maybe they're too heavy. Like I used to carry the Ontario Wrap model number 1 with a 3.5 inch blade, and that knife was it's just too big. It's just for my particular interest and what I want in a knife, it was very useful because it did have that bigger blade, but it just didn't fit as well. I do, however, have a newer knife that I love to carry, and that's the Ontario Wrap model number 2. And this is a 3 inch, I believe it's right at a 3 inch blade. This one's in D2, so this is the R2D2 in OD green. I love carrying this little bitty knife. I mean, it just ergonomically fits so well. It's still got some stuff on it. Used it here recently. I like the jimping that's on it because it's not like regular jimping. If you see, it's like reverse spine fin. I don't know what you call it. It's not like a traditional style of jimping like you see on the Benchmade. Well, maybe you don't see it on the Benchmade. Never mind. Anyway, it's not like traditional jimping where it's like you take a checkering file and file into a spine and it creates those little ridges. This one's a little bit different, but it feels like it's way more aggressive. But those spikes or spines, whatever you want to call it, are rounded, so it's not overly aggressive. It doesn't hurt your thumb, but it does provide a lot of traction. But now the way this knife is just incredibly ergonomic. You know, it fits, it fills the hand in perfectly, and the way that choil rides up makes it feel like you're not going to lose grip or you're not going to slip up onto the blade anytime soon. And like I said, this one is in D2. I got this from Bladehq, and I think most of these knives I got from Bladehq, except for the Benchmade, I got it in Missouri, which has nothing to do with the video. But anyway, I love carrying this because this is my workhorse. This is easily my, I don't know what you call it, beater knife, heavy duty knife. I mean, it's not very big, so once it comes into really heavy duty tasks, I got to use something a little bit bigger. But this takes care of just about everything because D2 is not extremely hard to sharpen, but it does, on the flip side of that, have really good edge retention. It will be a little bit easier to sharpen than say like S30V or anything higher than that, but it still holds a real good edge, especially when it comes to everyday tasks. So this one was like one of the first higher end for me at the time knives that I bought. This is the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight, and this one is in CTS BD1N. The Para 3 has been a phenomenal knife since its first debut, and now it's in multiple different kinds of steels and multiple different scale material. This one, like I said, is in CTS BD1N. They have S30V, S110, Maximum. Yeah, I want to say they have an LMAX version. I'm not sure, but they're just so versatile across the board, and they've really become extremely popular due to the size. Is one of the biggest things. I always wanted a mixing the letters up, Paramilitary 2, but for me at the time, and like I said, the knives that I carry, it was just too big, it's too long, and I thought, you know, at the time before this came out, if they had sized it down maybe ½ inch or maybe just a little bit more, that'd be a perfect knife. And then they ended up coming out with the Para 3, which I'm sure everyone's heard that before. You know, if they just cut out the smaller one, I'd buy it, which is exactly what happened. But I like the lightweight version. For one, it is lighter weight. I like the scale material. I don't know exactly what it's called, because like I know the Benchmade's got the Grivery. I can't remember what this is called. It's not FRN or GRN, I don't think, but I could be wrong. But it does have the nice deep carry wire clip that is reversible, right to left. And it is kind of cool because, like, if you look at it, right where the clip sits on the knife is where the Spidey logo is. And that's where it's nice and smooth. So anytime you slide this in and out of your pocket's not going to be riding on that real good texture right there and tearing your pocket up. Which, I failed to mention, the Benchmade does have a deep carry, reversible, tip up only, right or left hand carry. The Kershaw Launch 10 is the exact same way, tip up, right or left hand. The Ontario rat model number 2 is a 4-way reversible pocket clip, so you can do tip down, tip up, right or left hand. And this one, like I said, has tip up, right or left hand carry. And this is almost 100% ambidextrous, other than the compression lock, because I don't know about you, but that compression lock's not as easy to actuate or disengage as it is right-handed. So if you're a lefty and you have one of these knives, let me know in the comments how easy it is for you. Maybe you've done something that's continuing to allow you to carry left-handed and still be able to actuate that knife. The Benchmade, I would say, would probably be the absolute most ambidextrous knife, just because the axis lock being able to actuate from any direction or any side of carrying. There we go. Now, the last knife I'm going to show you, which is my newest knife, I have a review out for it, or I have recorded the review out for it. If it's not on my channel yet, it will be very soon. But it is the Bladehq exclusive Kaiser Feist. And this knife is also in CTS BD1N. It has the OD green G10. There we go, G10 scales. This one is right hand tip up carry only. This one's not reversible to left hand carry. It is a front flipper. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, this one does not have, well, actually none of my knives over here have like a flipper tab or like a thumb stud or an auto. Wrap your hands like that. This is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. I kind of tuck my fingers in front of the pocket clip, put your finger or thumb on the front flipper, the spine, and you just roll it around. Once you do it a few times, you get used to it quick, and it is fun to play with. I mean, this thing it's got a real good fidget factor, and I believe it's on bearings. If it's not, it drop shuts. So if it's not on bearings, those are some really nice washers. But I'm pretty sure it's on bearings. But anyway, like I said, CTS BD1M. This is my newest knife. I have been carrying it every day since I got it, and I love it. This has been one of my favorite. Out of all my 5 knives, this is probably my favorite knife. And not just because it's my newest knife. This is a style of knife I've wanted for a long time. I had trouble spending $170 on it, given the chance that I didn't like it. I mean, I know you can always send it back, but it sucks to spend that much money on something that you thought you would like and turned out to be the opposite. But in my review, whether it's on my channel or not, I'm going to show it again because I still think it's kind of cool. In there, on most liners, they have milling. It's kind of hard to see. They have milling. Oh, that's not going to work. Or drilling to lighten up the knife. Now, if you see in there, kind of hard to see. I can see it better from my angle. It's not showing up on the camera. There we go. Trying to make it focus. But anyway, there's a pattern on the inside that if you look at the original style of this knife, which is an all titanium, it has the exact same drilling pattern, which I think is kind of cool. It's like a little touch of Kaiser or something like that. So these ones, I don't know if they're production run, limited runs, but this one is numbered. I've also seen other reviews where they say that theirs are numbered as well. So on one side you got the Kaiser logo, and then right up here you got the steel. This is BD1N. I don't know if you can see, that's kind of small. On this side you got the stamp of approval from Justin Lundquist, and then up there you got the Feist, and then the production number or limited run number or whatever. Mine's number 102. But anyway, those are my top 5 knives that I normally carry. That fit just about every situation. You know, this knife fits for like going to church, a dress knife, a gentleman's carry. This one fits just about every situation, like I said, especially if I'm wanting to carry real light and real minimalist, as well as like even the Benchmade being, I think it's just over an ounce. It's like 1.5 ounces. It's super light. So this one's real easy to carry. It's very thin as well. And the other two, the R2D2 and the Para 3 lightweight, just fit just about any situation, regardless of what I'm going to be doing. If I'm going to be doing working outside, going to be going to church, or going out to whatever, all these knives have a place, and each one of them fits almost everything, every single situation perfectly. So I'd be interested to know in the comments what you carry. If you carry one of these knives, or if you have carried one of these knives, and what you think of it. I like all of them, respectfully. There are some ones that I like more than others just because of the things they offer. And like for me, like I said, this one being my favorite, I think it's because I've wanted it the longest, and it provides that nice little fidget factor. Plus it's unique to all these other knives. It has a completely different way of opening and closing the knife. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope everybody has a great night. And as always, we love y'all.